price goes up. Usually just check your dashboard. It shows in the Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the LuSE Unlocked webinar series. We're just waiting for a few more minutes, just so a few more people can join in with us. We will start at 10:15. Hey, good morning, everybody. I think we're going to kick off. They will find us along the way. So, my name is Grace. I'm the Business Development Manager at LuSE. This is the first episode in our webinar series called LuSE Unlocked. Our aim here is just to demystify a couple of things about how to trade on the LuSE and try to make it a little bit more relatable to everybody. Of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with my panel. We have Miss Sherry. Do you want me to say your full name? Sherry Maponga,
Yes.
our legal and compliance manager, will be walking us through.
Good morning, Grace. How are you
Morning.
today?
And welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, and we have Mr. Peter Mwepu, who is our CSD, which is called Client Services
Central Depository.
Central Securities Depository Manager. My brain went quiet there. So welcome.
Thank you, Grace.
All right. So we're going to be walking you through the LuSE app today. We've had a lot of questions come through, and we're going to try to answer as many as we can. So please lock in. It is an interactive session, so please feel free to drop a comment. We'll be able to look at it and answer your questions. And please share the link so that everybody can get in on the information as well. So to start with, we're going to talk about how to download the LuSE app. We've had quite a lot of questions about how do I get started. Of course, please remember with every investment decision that you make, please do your thorough research before you make an investment decision. Consult a licensed financial advisor or a licensed investment advisor, and also go through to our 9 registered stockbrokers. All that information is on our website. We will share the link in the comments. You will be able to see which stockbroker you can approach so that they can help you craft an investment strategy. Remember, investing on the LuSE is a little bit different from your typical betting. You need to have a long term strategy. So, we're going to walk you through how to download the app. The app is available on both the Google Play Store as well as the Apple iStore. So, it is available on both platforms. All that you need to do is search for the LuSE app and you will be able to see it. We've had previous complaints where there were 2 versions. We have managed to clear that up. So when you search for the LuSE app, you're only going to find one version. When you've downloaded the app, all you need to do is create an account. For you to create your account, we just need your name, we need your email address, and please make sure you have your NRSC handy so that you can capture the front and the back of your NRSC. And please capture them very clearly. I'm sure Peter can agree with me. We need to see your details very clearly as we're doing our verifications. Yeah.
Indeed.
So also, we will request that you capture a clear selfie. We need to be able to attach a copy, well, a photo to your account. So make sure that you capture a clear selfie against a clear background. I'm sure, Peter, you can agree with me. We need either a white background or I think a blue background can work as well, just for the verification process. Try not to have a busy photo with too many people in it. Yes?
Yes, very true.
Okay. So when you've uploaded that, there is a guide on the app which will show you the limit on the size of what you can upload. At the moment, the limit is 1 megabyte, if I'm not mistaken. We are working on increasing that limit, but up until that point, please make sure every single upload that you put on the app, which is your NRSC, the front, the back, or your selfie, needs to be minimum, and let me say maximum 1 megabyte so that your account can be verified. When you've finished that process, your account goes into KYC verification. After that, you will receive an email when your verification has been approved. We've looked through your KYC. You will receive a verification email or a confirmation email, which says that you are ready to trade. At that point, you can now open your app and use your login details. Should you have a problem during your registration, we do have a dedicated customer service email that we can use, which is customerservice@luse.co.zm. Please send us an email and make sure that you include as much information as you can on the error. Peter, I'm sure you can agree, even a screenshot can work
Yes.
just so that we have a good understanding of what it is that you're experiencing, whether it's a screenshot of the error or a screenshot of whatever pop up message that comes up. Share the screenshot and we'll be able to help you with the process. Now, now that you've got the app and you're now able, you're set up, you want to get trading, you can now make a deposit. At the moment, we only have 2 MNOs which are being carried on the app, which is Airtel and MTN. You can make your deposits direct from your mobile money wallet. Also, you can make a direct payment online, which is through banks, right? So, what you do when you are setting up your account, it will ask you for your account number as well. And as we go on, you'll see why it's very important for you to put the correct banking details. Because when you do make a withdrawal or when you sell your shares, we need to be able to verify which account to send the money to if you're not taking it to your mobile wallet. Yeah. So, as you are doing this process, you make your deposit, you follow the prompts. The app will guide you. It's a very seamless process. Now, as we go on, and we're going to talk to Peter a little bit about the delays. We've seen quite a lot of questions about how long does it take. So, as we go on, we are going to address a lot of these things. Yeah. There are different order types as well. We've had a lot of questions about how do I know which order to use. At the moment, we've got four order types, and on this one, I'm going to need Peter's guidance in case I get it wrong. We have fill or kill, which basically means it's either it immediately matches according to what you've put in your order, and maybe I can let Peter explain that better as we go on. But we've got fill or kill, we've got immediate or cancel, we've also got day order, and we've got good till date. So as we go on, we're going to walk you through all those four order types so that you understand exactly which one you're picking. And remember, trading starts at 10. So if you're logged into the webinar, we'll guide you on how to download the app, how to get verified. And for those of you who already have the app, we'll guide you on how to make a deposit. And once that deposit is done and everything has been added onto your app wallet, you will be able to transact. So trading has started, the market is open, and it closes at 14 hours every single day. So we've had a few questions about why is it that whenever I try to place an order, it tells me that the market is closed. So the first question that we always ask is, what time are you trying to transact? Is it between 10 and 14, or is it earlier? As we go on, we're going to talk about our 24/7 trading. We've had quite a lot of questions about whether that's going to happen. So as we go on, a lot of these things are going to be answered. So as I said, if you've got any questions, if you've got any comments, please drop them in the chat. We will be able to answer them as we're going on with the webinar. So I've walked you through how to download the app. I've walked you through how to make a deposit. We've had a brief discussion about the different types of orders that you can place. Now we're going to deep dive into the pre-submitted questions, and we've had quite a lot. So if you've submitted your question, just keep an ear out. You may hear us answer it here and now with our expert panel. So, Sherry, I'm going to start with you. The legal and compliance aspect of things.
Okay.
Okay. So the first question, and we've had this come up quite a bit. Government bonds, buzzword. Everybody's buying bonds or trying to get into it. How soon can we have it on the app?
Okay. Okay. That's an actual very important question to start with, Grace. And also it's exciting to see the interest and how keen the public is to get to see some of this product integrated onto the app, right? There is no definite timeline as to when bonds are coming onto the app. It is a conversation that is in progress. Currently, we are working to stabilize the app and to ensure that we have a good number of retail investors able to seamlessly access the app and buy their stocks without any difficulty. Following this, we can then begin to see how many steps further we can go, how much more we can integrate onto the app, because this is just step one of what we intend to do to basically bring investing closer to the general public. So we are looking to integrate bonds. We're looking to actually introduce other products to the market and through the mobile application, so that investors could actually consider investing from the comfort of their homes. So it is a work in progress. It is an active conversation that the exchange has been having with the various stakeholders, and we are looking to close on that and see how we can actually integrate bond trading onto the exchange as well as the application.
All right. So everybody, you've heard it here first. You can actually trade your bonds, through the app very soon. We're working on it. We just can't give you a definitive timeline, but
Yeah.
please keep an eye out on our social media pages. We will keep you informed on what's going on.
Yeah.
And by the way, our social media pages, we have a LinkedIn page. Just search for Lusaka Securities Exchange PLC. We have a Twitter page. I'm still not accustomed to saying X. We have an X page. It's called Lusaka Securities Exchange PLC.
Yeah.
And We have Facebook, where obviously you're logged in right now.
Yeah, yeah,
And we have a TikTok account. So
yeah,
look out for content there. I'm
yeah,
sure very soon you're going to see either one of us on one of those videos.
definitely.
So, Sherry, speaking about
Mhm.
the different types of products that are lined up, recently there was an article on Bloomberg Africa, which got
Yes,
everybody talking. Lots
definitely.
of speculation. Our CEO, Mr. Kabasa, hinted
Yeah.
about having a gold linked ETF.
Okay.
What can you tell everybody about that?
Okay. Again, it's very impressive to see just how much the public understand about the capital markets. And the fact that this raised anticipation in the market is very exciting for us as the exchange.
Sure.
And as the CEO highlighted, it's one of the things that we are actively engaging with the various stakeholders again. I hate to sound like a chatterbox and to repeat myself, but there's been talks with the various stakeholders and to bring various products onto the market, including an ETF, a possible ETF. And these are conversations, again, that are actively happening in the background. And you know us as the exchange. When a product comes onto the market,
You will know.
you will know.
You will know.
The bell will ring. The public will hear about it. So definitely, it is something that we're looking to bring onto the exchange. It's a conversation that we're actively having, and we're looking to also launch that product in addition to many other products that we've been considering as the exchange.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody keep an eye out.
Yeah,
There will be an announcement.
definitely.
Once we formalized everything, we are working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a lot of questions about 24-hour trading. So, in light of that, I know recently there was a lot of speculation when we were doing the countdown.
Yes.
Lots of ideas were thrown around. The
Mhm.
gold linked ETF, 24 hours trading.
Yes.
So, Peter, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Mm.
How likely are we to have 24 hours trading?
Okay, thank you very much, Grace. Good question.
Yeah.
I'll echo the sentiments of Sherry. I would say very soon. One of the things that we've started with is, as you may know, or started with earlier, is that we extended the hours of our operations, if you may know.
Yeah.
Previously, trading was starting at 9 to rather 10 to 14. But then what we did do is that we said, okay, the market will open at 9. So at 9, people can put in their orders, those on the app. So that's one of the first steps that we've taken, where before trading starts from 10 to 14 hours, at 9 o'clock, people are able to put in their orders. So you can put in an order, whether it's a sell or buy order, so that automatically when trading starts at 10, the matching or the trading starts already. Now, in terms of us going 24 hours, that is something that we are also working on, because like Sherry mentioned, we're working on stabilizing the app.
Agreed.
Because we've realized that most of our customers, most of them would like to trade even after hours.
True.
So we are working with our service developers so that we can trade 24 hours, or at least if not trade 24 hours, people are able to put in their orders at any time.
Yes.
Yes.
And then queue it up for when the market opens.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, good news is we are working on it.
Mhm.
Now, we've had a lot of questions as well about how come there are only few, let me say, there are few brokers on the app.
Okay.
I'm going to throw this to both of you, but Sherry, you can start.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Why is it that not all the not all the brokers are on the app?
Okay. So integration onto the application is not mandatory. While the brokers have an obligation to be an intermediary between clients, they choose a mode they want to go for. So currently, what has worked previously with previous brokers and how they've done it before is how they stick to doing it. And for some, they're just looking forward to seeing how the app stabilizes and seeing the traffic on the app. And you'll be amazed to know, Grace, that there's been a lot of interest, both from potential brokers as well as the current brokers that are not integrated onto the app to actually come onto the app. So the brokers that are currently on the app made the decision to do so because they saw the potential of integrating onto the app and how much of the retail investor base that we could actually pull from there.
Yeah.
And we've also seen interest, and we've also been working in the background to be able to bring on more brokers onto the app. And we've seen potential brokers that are actually coming up with amazing ideas of how to make this seamless and also find better solutions. So to answer your question, Grace, it is not mandatory. Brokers choose a mode in which they will facilitate the trades. They can either do it directly by engaging clients and then integrating onto the ATS, as they always do, or they could also use the mobile application as a way. So the end result is the same, whether through the mobile application or through directly engaging a broker. It is literally the broker's choice to decide which mode of trade they choose to take on.
Okay. No, that's great. So, Peter,
Mm.
I'll throw this to you now. So, for those who can't see their broker on the app, are they able to register with any other broker? And how does that affect how they trade, how they buy, how they sell?
Yes, good question, Grace. So for those that register on the app and they realize that their broker is not on the app, they are still able to use the app. The only catch is that if their registered broker is not on the app, what they will be able to do is that they will be able to see their portfolio, but they will not be able to trade. So, for example, just to add a bit of context to what we are talking about, if before you downloaded the app, you are with a broker that is not on the app. Once you download the app, provided you've maintained the same details that you gave your broker, you will be able to see your portfolio. But now, when, for example, you want to buy, you can only be able to use the brokers that are on the app. So, meaning if you decide to buy, let's say you decide to buy stock, those shares will sit with the broker that is on the app.
Okay.
So that will be the only catch. Now, let's look at the opposite now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you want to sell,
Right.
and your portfolio is sitting with the broker that is not on the app.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately there, the app will reject that order. Why? Because that particular broker that you're with is not on the app.
Right.
Yes, but then you will be able to see your portfolio. So, so that would be the way I would put it. So you can register on the app, even if your broker is not on the app. The only thing is you just be able to see your portfolio, but you'll not be able to trade.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Mhm.
So in that instance, if I have shares sitting with a broker who's not on the app, I can still contact my broker to assist me sell the shares.
Yes,
All right.
correct.
It's amazing. So all of this just to say that we're trying to make trading a little bit easier for everybody.
Yes.
As time goes on and as app stabilizes, because mind you, it is working. We've had quite a number of questions. Does the app work? And
Mhm.
yes, it does work. We
Mm.
are seeing a lot of activity on the app. I think the team here can agree with me almost on a daily basis. We are getting more users getting approved, starting to trade, and we're seeing the volumes go up. So please sign up, follow the prompts. We will be able to get you sorted. The app is working. Not to say that it's perfect, but our development team is constantly on the lookout. Whenever a problem is brought to our attention, a fix is promptly sent out. I'm sure those of you who are trading on the app have seen quite a few updates in the recent couple of months.
Yeah.
So we are working on making the experience a lot better for everybody. But worry not, as time goes on, as the app stabilizes, we should see a lot more brokers come online.
Mm.
Now, a question that keeps coming up. Sherry, I'm throwing this to you.
Okay.
There was a lot of noise about Clapton.
Okay.
Everybody's excited about it, but there are lots of questions. Is it coming on the main board? Is it coming on the alternative market?
Okay.
What is a direct listing?
Okay.
Lots of questions. So please just break it down for all of us. What is a direct listing?
Okay.
And what's the difference between what's happening with Clapton now and what happened with .com?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that question. And an exciting thing about the market is how we have seen two different companies 2 months in a row
Yeah.
actually come to the exchange. And this is a great comparison right now And what I will start with is to highlight that when .com Zambia came to the market, it came on a tier known as the alternative market tier, right?
Right.
So this is a tier for SMEs that want to come to market.
Mhm.
Um, it has its own set of qualifications for SMEs that are considering listing on the exchange. On the other hand, Clapton intends to come onto the main board. So this is two different tiers of the market
Right.
that we get to see.
Right.
There's the main board, which has slightly higher requirements in comparison to the alternative market, which has slightly lenient requirements,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then the other distinctions we see is that a listing can come as an IPO, right? It can also come as a direct listing.
Mhm.
So, whether you're coming through the main board or through the alternative market, you can then choose a route you want to use to list.
Right.
So, in this case, .com Zambia came as an IPO. What this means is that it comes as an initial public offering. So it opens up to the public and say, look, we want to raise money. Can you bring in your money? Can you put in, invest in this company before we go to market,
Right.
right? And when people put in their monies into the company is then ready to list upon meeting the requirements that they need to list.
Mhm.
Thereafter, those shares come onto the exchange and they are traded on the exchange,
Mhm.
right? So money has been raised through an IPO process. On the other hand, for Clapton, they're coming as a direct listing. What this entails is that we have the adequate capital, we have the required number of shareholders, we have met all the requirements that the exchange is asking for. We don't intend to raise money right now,
Yeah.
right? But we want to come onto the exchange because we want to trade our shares onto the exchange.
Mhm.
So, what happens in this case is that that stage of an IPO doesn't apply to a direct listing.
Right.
So the company will come on straight, and once the application for listing is approved, obviously there's different regulatory approvals that the company has to go through.
Right.
They will get their approvals from the Securities and Exchange Commission. They will then come onto the LuSE and get their approvals, and then they will come and list on the exchange.
Mhm.
So the difference between an IPO and a direct listing is the fact that with a direct listing, this company already has the required number of shareholders. It has raised its capital through the investors that have since invested in the company, and they're not currently opening to the public.
Uh-huh.
However, those shares are still accessible to the public when the company comes to market.
Lovely.
So the ultimate goal is to bring the shares to the market. So one company will use the IPO as the route, the other company comes in as a direct listing. But when those two companies are successfully listed, you will be able to see .com Zambia on your list of listed companies. You will also be able to see Clapton Insurance, Reinsurance once it is listed. So I hope that is sufficient clarity as to what it actually entails to do a direct listing or an initial public offering.
Now, Sherry, I think you've explained it quite well.
Yeah.
I think everybody has been schooled.
Yeah.
But if there are any other
Yeah.
comments, please feel free to drop them in the chat.
Yeah.
We will be able to take up more questions.
Mhm.
So, Peter, I'm going to throw it back to you. Issues of canceling orders. Number one, how do you cancel an order on the app, and how long does it take for that process to finally be done?
Okay. So, canceling an order, all you do is you just send us a note on an email to say you wish to cancel your order. And the one thing, a very good question that you brought out, one thing that we always emphasize as you send your order cancellation, just tell us what is your LuSE account number, which order in particular do you want to have cancelled, because you find when we go into our systems, people have placed a number of orders. So it becomes very difficult now to tell which order are we canceling. So, for example, you've placed orders on maybe three different companies.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you say cancel my order, which order we cancel? So if you are specific to say, look, please cancel my order for purchase of shares in this particular company, this is my account number, then it becomes much easier for us. We just go in the background in our system and cancel that order. Previously, we used to have a feature on the app where people could cancel, but we noticed that there was a bit of a challenge in terms of communication as
Right.
receiving those messages. So this is how come we just prefer you just drop us a note, then we're able to do it in the background, and it's almost immediate.
Okay.
I would say per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to make a clarification, because I'm sure some people are wondering what's the difference between canceling an order and if my order has been rejected? Where does the difference come in?
So canceling an order is where you've placed an order and then the app tells you that, okay, this order is an order that has been accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pending matching. When we
Right.
talk about matching, we're simply saying, look, you've placed an order either to buy or sell. So
Mm-hmm.
you are waiting for a corresponding match. So in other words, you want another order which is similar to yours but on the opposite side to match.
Right.
That's all you're waiting for.
Right.
Now, a rejected order is when you put in an order and that order is the system refuses to accept. Now, there are a couple of reasons. One, it could be you have insufficient funds
Mm-hmm.
on your account. It could be also the situation that many are experiencing where the broker that you have selected is not listed on the app or they're not on the app.
Mm-hmm.
And in most instances, that's where you get that error where an order is rejected.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, those are the two instances where your order would be rejected.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Lovely. So we've spoken a little bit about rejecting um, orders. We've spoken about cancellation of orders. Now, what happens when I want to sell my shares? And how long does the process take for me to actually get the money into either my bank account or my mobile wallet? Peter, you can walk us through.
Okay, so sure. So selling your shares, first of all, you must have them on your portfolio. You can't sell what you don't have. So you must have them on the portfolio. You must make sure, do I have the shares I want to sell? So the same way you put in a buy order is the same way you put in a sell order. So now I realize sometimes there is that anxiety or sometimes frustration where somebody has put in an order, but how come the order is not getting fulfilled? Well, it
Right.
simply means that there is no match. So I would like to explain how trading works. When
Right.
you put in an order, it's not that it's immediate that it's executed. So the way the system works is when you put in an order, it has to find an exact match.
Right.
So, for example, if you're selling a share at 10 kwacha, there has to be another corresponding buy on the other side for 10.
Right.
Somebody must be willing to buy at 10. Then a trade takes place.
Yeah.
Yes. So if there's no match, if prices are not matching, then your order will hang.
Mm-hmm.
So until the market reaches what we call equilibrium,
Right.
where like the prices are almost at par on either side, then a trade takes place or a match takes place.
Right.
So now a match takes place, your order is fulfilled. You get a message to say your order has matched. Well, it takes T plus 3 days for that order to be settled. So if you are selling, it simply means that settlement, which we'll come to later on, will take place after T plus 3 days. So let's give an example. It's a Monday. You
Yeah.
put in an order,
Mm-hmm.
it matches. So what we are simply saying, come Thursday, which is T plus 3,
Right.
if you are counting, we're basically saying after 4 days, starting from Monday itself, is when you receive your money. Now, the question is who pays?
Mm-hmm.
I know in most cases, most people think because I've downloaded the app, it's the LuSE that is supposed to pay. Well, it's not the LuSE. We'd like to clarify. It's actually the broker. The broker that you've registered with is the one responsible for your payment. And that is why it is very important. Like you mentioned in the beginning, you have the correct details. Your mobile number should be correct. And most importantly, even your bank details.
Right.
So, what I would urge people that have downloaded the app is the broker that you've selected on the app, please get in touch with them. Just ensure they have all your details because some of them will require additional KYC details because
Right.
they want to ensure that come date of settlement, when they pay, they know they are paying the right person.
Correct.
And hence, this explains why sometimes you see a bit of delays because remember, this is money you've invested. So if it
Yes.
is paid to the wrong person, you'll be the same person complaining. So just ensure your
Mhm.
details are correct. You've gotten in touch with the broker. They verify that yes, you are the rightful owner who undertook that trade.
Right.
Yes, correct.
No, thanks, Peter, for that. I
Mhm.
think we all have a few answered questions after that explanation.
Mhm.
Sherry, I'd like to bring you in. There are lots of questions about why do we have T plus three?
Okay.
Why? What do you need 3 days for? I know Peter has already tried to explain a little bit,
Yes.
but maybe from the legal and compliance side, when it
Okay.
comes to sale of securities,
Mhm.
just talk a little bit about why we have a T plus three.
2 plus 3. Okay. That's an important question, actually, and it's very frustrating for an investor who may have put in their shares, right, their money, for example, and they're expecting that they will be able to see that reflecting on their portfolio, or for an investor that may have sold their shares and they're expecting to have their money, and now day one, day two, and then they just feel like this is a scam. So I'll allow Peter shortly after this to explain what each day does. Because the T plus one, there's something happening at T plus one, there's
Yeah.
something happening at T plus two, and there's also something happening finally
At T
on
plus three,
settlement
yeah.
at T plus three. So basically, the exchange has a framework of rules and procedures. That actually facilitates for trading, right? And currently, our rules and our procedures, which enable efficiency really and a form of order,
Mhm.
um, have put in place that we should have a T plus three system. So we've been having conversations with various stakeholders and with different stock exchanges to look at how they're doing it. Others have since transitioned to T plus two. Others still think T plus three is the way to go. Others are considering T plus one. Basically, there's a lot of work happening in the background to be able to facilitate settlement for those orders. And from the legal perspective, really, what I will advise is that this is procedure
Right.
that is cast in stone in the law. However, we are an exchange that is adaptable. We are an exchange that is looking to respond to the market's needs, and we've really been having conversations. I know this really sounds cliche, the fact that there's been conversations, but the truth is there has been
There
conversations,
have, yeah.
really a number of conversations to consider. What T plus two looks like, both for the retail investor and the institutional investors, as well as the foreign investor, right?
Yeah.
So the starting point at that point would have to be our regulation, our
Mhm.
procedures,
Mhm.
looking at how we can amend them, how attainable that is, and thereafter engaging our various regulators and most importantly our market players to
Right.
see how that works for us. But at this point, I think it will be important for people to just understand what happens at T plus one when you just either buy or sell your shares, at T plus two, and then finally at T plus three when your shares actually settle and they're sitting in your account. So I
Right.
think at this point, if you allow me, I can throw it to Peter to be able to provide that clarity from a system point of view.
Right.
Really,
I
yeah.
think, Peter, you can take it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Thank you. Added to what Sherry has mentioned, apart from regulation stipulating that settlement is T plus three,
Mhm.
there is also the operational side, and this is what people need to appreciate. So, apart from settlement, remember we've got what is also called clearing.
Yeah.
So basically, when you buy or sell stock, basically it's a transaction that has taken place. Now, for that transaction, us in the operations need to ensure that that transaction is accurate and before settlement takes place. And this is what normally happens.
Mhm.
So you need to bear in mind that when a transaction has taken place, there's a verification that needs to take place. As you may know, yes, systems are being used, but I mean, so long as there's a human element, we need to ensure the person who's bought, the person who sold, are they the correct person? Is it the correct quantity? Is it
Right.
the correct amount? And
Right.
basically, that is the process that takes us to that T+3. That's why there's that process. And then you also must ensure to say, we also need to ensure to say, whoever is transacting, do they have the money? Do they have the shares that they're selling? So basically, this is why that process takes a bit longer. Then she's also talked about we have different players also that are participating on the stock exchange. You've got your retail,
Right.
you also have your corporates, and mind you, you also have your foreign participants.
Yes.
So and the foreign participants, and this is where the T+3 comes in, because remember, if you've got a foreign investor coming into your market, they've got to send money from wherever they're sending from. It has to also come into the country.
Yes.
Now, of course, that being the case, we also have other players like the banks, the financial institutions.
Mm-hmm.
They'll also tell you when money is coming in from wherever, it takes a bit of time, at the minimum, maybe 2 days. And
Yes.
also remember, we are living in environment that is regulated, like Sherry has mentioned. We also have international regulators
Right.
that regulate the movements of these funds. So to accommodate for all that, this is why the process is slightly a bit longer, and this is why it's T+3. But however, we are working on that. It is frustrating, especially for the retail
True.
customer, because
True.
somebody wonders, I've traded for a small amount. Why should I wait for 4 days?
Mm-hmm.
But we are working on that. And like we mentioned, we're working on stabilizing the app and also getting, ensuring that this process is reduced. So, in other words, acquiring better technology, better software,
Right.
so that now everything is seamless, so that when you trade, the period takes shorter. Why? Because we're looking at automating all these processes. So, like she's mentioned, we're working at this, and very soon, before you know it, we might even move a step downwards to T+2.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And as Sherry said, when it comes to the exchange news, if something is going to be announced, you will definitely hear about it.
Definitely.
So, just a reassurance to our investors, we are working on a solution. We are a listening government, as people say.
Mhm.
So, we are listening and we are taking note of your complaints. We are able to keep track. We know what the pain points are. Now, we've walked through trading briefly. We've talked a little bit about the upcoming products that are coming up. Now we need to hear from Peter. I'll ask you this question. These are now coming out from our customer service related questions.
Okay.
So, number one, what fees or charges apply per trade?
Okay, so the fees that apply to on a trade are basically you've got your SEC fee, and then
Mhm.
you've also got your broker fee,
Mhm.
and then you've also got your LuSE fee.
Mhm.
Yes, so basically those are the fees that apply. So all in all, you are looking at a fee of about 0.35% uh, combined on all those on a trade, basically.
Okay.
Yes.
So, another question that we've come across quite a bit, and I think I will take on this one, is for someone investing for long term goals rather than short term trading, what strategy would you recommend on the LuSe? So, again, at the beginning, we spoke about how important it is for you to do your research and how it's also important for you to engage a registered stockbroker. Their job is not just to process the trades, but to basically align your chosen investment vehicle with your investment strategy. So, depending on your age, and I'm going to tie it in with another question about for younger individuals between 18 to 25, how are stock investments beneficial? Because remember, when it comes to stock investments, you're basically making money in two ways. Either you're earning through dividend payouts or you're earning from capital gains. So your capital gains are basically the movement in your stock price, which affects your overall value of your portfolio. This is where you hear stories like buy low and sell high, or buy and hold, which is quite a good strategy if you're thinking long term. So, in order for you to actually know which stock to invest or to buy and hold, you really do need to do your analysis in terms of your company's financials. You need to know, are they a dividend paying company? Are they profit making? Are their books solid? What are their expansion plans? And all of these are going to actually come into play when you're deciding which stock to buy. Because remember what I said in the beginning, stock trading is a long-term game. It is not buy today and sell tomorrow. So you really need to be strategic about this. And this is why engaging with financial advisors and investment advisors, as well as registered stockbrokers, will really help you get that edge in terms of your investment strategy. We've spoken a lot about how to do an effective trade. So even on the trade order types, which Peter, I actually need to come back to you on that one. Can you walk us through the four different order types? What is fill or kill? Are we killing the stock? Are we killing the market? Just break it down for everybody. Just the four different types. Your fill or kill, immediate or cancel, day order, and good to date.
Okay. So yes, thank you very much, Grace. So your fill or kill, like you mentioned in the beginning, you want your order to be filled immediately. So the moment you put it in, it should be an exact match. So that is also related to the second one that you mentioned, your immediate order. So basically, the two are just related. So you want, when you put in that order type, you want your order instantly, immediately to match.
Right.
Yeah. Then now we come to the third one, the day order. You're simply saying, this order that I've put in, I want it to last until the market closes. So basically, you're saying, look, I've put in this order. I want this order to be fulfilled during the period of trading. That's basically what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's your day order. So the moment the market closes, that order gets cancelled,
Right.
and the money returns to your account.
Right.
Then you have your good till date. So your good till date goes beyond 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
So maximum it's 2 weeks. So you're simply saying, look, I don't want to have this stress of every day I go on the market checking has my order been fulfilled. So
Yeah.
the good till date allows you to put your order for longer, so that when it's filled,
Mm-hmm.
you already, when you just check your portfolio, you'll be able to find that, okay, actually that order that I put in, it's actually been filled. So the good till date is advantageous if you are really a busy person and you don't want to be constantly putting in orders every now and then. You just want to put in your order and wait for your order to be fulfilled. So those are the order types, basically.
Right. So I think everybody who's tuned in, we should have a little bit of a deeper understanding now. I mean, I for one now know we're not killing the stock market. When we say fill or kill, we're not killing anybody at the exchange. So one thing that has come up quite a bit, and now I'm working through the pre-submitted questions, is liquidity. It has come up quite a bit in conversations. So Peter, I'll throw this to you. In terms of our trading volumes, there's been a lot of conversations about how we have very, or I would say relatively low trading volumes on the LuSE. What steps is the LuSE taking to improve liquidity? And maybe I will take up the issue of attracting both retail and institutional investors, since that falls in BDM space. So Peter, I'll ask you to tackle what steps are we taking to improve liquidity? Yeah. And I'll take on the attracting.
Yeah. So I think in terms of improving liquidity, stems back to what spoke about in the beginning. I think introducing more products, and this is why even our CEO has been very keen to just talk about some of the plans that we have as an institution to have more products, because the more products that you have, the more liquidity is able to come into the market, because the people have a wider pool of assets that they can buy in from. So that is what people are looking for. And then even increasing the number of listings, and this is how come you've seen there are 2 more listings that have come. So as you may know, we want to work at having more listings. So the more listed companies there are, people have a variety now of where they can choose from. So that's what we're working on. And then third, something that you talked about, increasing the number of trading hours, because if our number of hours of trading are increased, it means, okay, people are able to make orders, are able to ban. So the more that people are able to do that, then even the pool of liquidity actually increases.
Right.
So those are just some of the plans that we are undertaking to just increase liquidity on the market.
Right. Thanks, Pete. And also another thing, I think from the BDM aspect, we have spoken a lot about attracting more listings, right? And if you look at what we did in January, the ACCA MOU was basically underpinned by that. We literally wanted to have a situation where SMEs are able to go through to ACCA and have their financials put in order, have their corporate governance in order, so that when they do bring their application, the team is able to assess and say, okay, they are ready to list, because this is one of the major things. Another thing is we're actually sitting in a market which is buy heavy. I think Peter can confirm with
Yes.
me. A lot of people buy and hold.
Yes.
So part of the exchange is you buy and you sell.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the more investors that we can get, even on
Yes.
the retail side, we're able to say, you know what, I'm ready to sell.
Mhm.
So we are trying to be a little bit more intentional about getting that information out there to say these are the options that you have. Peter spoke about new products. We're also looking at trying to make it a little bit more attractive to everybody. So we are working on it. We are aware of all your complaints. We are taking them into consideration, and you should see some movement in this space. There's been a lot of questions around. We've tackled why is my broker not on the app?
Yeah.
We've tackled
Yeah.
that one.
Mhm.
We've also, Peter's already spoken about the delays when you sell,
Yeah.
why that happens. So we have tackled that as well. Peter, another question that we get a lot is why can I not see raise on the app?
Okay. Good question. So raise is a stock that is quoted in dollars. So the reason you're not able to see it on the app is because it's quoted in dollars, and therefore, for you to be able to trade, you need to be able to buy in dollars. Now, for that to happen, you need a live exchange rate
Yeah.
that will be able to feed through to the app. So that is one of the challenges that is we are having. So we are working on it with our developer to see how then can one be able to trade a raise on the app, even though it's quoted in dollars. So we've got so many things that we are working on in the background
Right.
with our developer. So that is just one of them. So once that hurdle is sorted out, you will be able to see raise on the app.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So coming soon.
Correct.
Okay, so one question that we're getting quite a bit also, as more people interact with the app, a question that came through was how many times during the trading period are the prices updated? Is it updated in real time? The figures regarding demand and supply, best bid or ask, Peter, I'll throw this to you.
Mhm.
Is this updated in real time or is there a periodic update?
So we have a periodic update where almost like on every hour we update our prices, but then we are working with our developer to just come up with a web page,
Right.
link to the app where live prices will be shown. As people are trading, you're able to see live prices. So we're working on a web page with our developer so that now people will have access to live prices instead of prices that are static. Because ideally, when you're trading, you want to have live prices because
Right.
that is correct information, not where you have a price that is showing it's was reflecting an hour ago. Then that is not accurate. So that is almost near completion. Very soon again, like you mentioned, we should people have access to a web page where they'll be able to see live prices.
Okay.
Yes.
Lovely.
Mhm.
So we're almost wrapping up.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm just going to tackle two more questions because they are directly linked to customer service in BDM. But I will need your help. Be on standby. So I know Sherry already touched on this one. Is there a difference between buying shares on the app and buying direct from a broker face to face? And it's basically just an issue of preference. We are trying to make trading a little bit more easier and a little bit more accessible. We do know that not all brokers are physically present in all the major cities and all the provinces. So the main aim is if we can have everybody on the app, you can trade from the comfort of your home. I think you've heard we are working on making it a little bit more, I'd say, attractive and more user friendly. So you will see a few more updates rolling out. Updates to do with extended trading times, updates to do with real time price changes. So please be patient with us. We are working on it. And the main answer to the question about is there a difference? There's really no difference essentially. It's just a matter of preference. Yeah. And then there's been a question about how do you plan to promote and create awareness in the app to ensure Zambian citizens are informed and fully participate, which is a lovely question and something that's close to my heart. So we are trying to be, I would say, more intentional as an exchange in meeting the people where they are. There's been a lot of focus about institutional investors, and while that's good and fine, we do need the retail to come on board. So you will see a lot more of our faces, maybe not just mine, but also Sherry's and Peter.
Mhm.
The webinar series is part of that education plan that we're trying to do so that everybody is sensitized and knows that the app is available. The app works. It's not perfect, but it does work. Trades are happening. And you will see a lot more radio promos, you see a lot more TV promos. The webinar series is part of that education rollout plan. And you will see that the exchange is going to be a little bit more in your face this year,
Yeah.
in a good way. So there was another question about security, as far as is the app secure? Now, for our next webinar series, we will touch a little bit more on the security aspects of the app. We'll touch a little bit more about features, and we will be able to roll that out very soon. So, thank you very much to everybody who tuned in. I think last few comments from our team. Sherry, is there anything, parting comments that you'd like to make?
Okay. Yes, I do have a few comments. Just to appreciate the public that has been engaging. It's exciting to see how much knowledge people are yearning to get, and how they're just looking forward to learning more about the exchange. So I would encourage the investing public to keep engaging, um, keep asking, um, keep polling us. We, as you said, Grace, we are a listening government, and we want to provide as much help as we can to those interested and those that are looking forward to go onto the app, to go onto trading, whether through the brokers or through the application. We are available, and we are on hand to answer those questions, and the different platforms that have since been provided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sherry. Peter, parting
Yeah.
comments?
Thank you, Grace. Thank you to those all that have joined in. You've mentioned, both of you. I think the app is a tool that enables everybody to be able to make investments. Technology right now is changing. Everybody is become more focused on technology. So
True.
the app has made life much easier. So you are able to use it. You are able to buy and sell stock at your own convenience. So I would encourage people to use it. Like you mentioned, it's not perfect, but it works. And then as the ops team,
Yeah.
whatever challenges you may be having, we are here to help you. Like we've mentioned, please feel free to call us. We'll attend to whatever issues you may have. It may not be immediately there and then, but just please give us a call, drop us an email, and we'll respond to whatever challenges or queries or concerns you may have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So from me and the team, thank you so much to everybody who logged in. And please look out for the next announcement on our webinar series. Enjoy the weekend and bye.